In his beloved hymn, first published in 1842 and entitled If You Could Hie to Kolob, William W. Phelps asked important theological questions about the ultimate origin of things. Phelps answered his own questions, and in so doing articulated the theological concept of eternalism. Eternalism was taught by Joseph Smith, most famously in his King Follett Discourse. It simply means that all things are essentially eternal, including God, matter, space, and so forth. In Joseph Smith's conception of the cosmos, there was no beginning where gods began to be. There is no end to space, nor is there an end to matter, light, or anything for that matter. In Joseph's thinking, there really are no ultimate beginnings or ends. Joseph Smith taught the doctrine of eternalism on many occasions, relating it to a variety of topics. The most familiar teachings are found in section 93 of the Doctrine and Covenants, a revelation Joseph received from Jesus Christ in Kirtland, Ohio in 1833. Several verses contain important seeds for the doctrine of eternalism, each touching upon a different facet of the doctrine. Starting with verse 29, the Savior states that intelligence or the light of truth cannot be created. According to Jesus Christ, man's intelligence was not created. It has existed since the beginning and is co-equal in terms of time with God. That is, each of us, along with God, had no beginning in terms of our nature. We have always existed. Joseph Smith restated this principle a decade later in his famous King Follett Discourse. Later in the discourse, he returned to the subject, explaining the same concept in different terms. Returning to section 93, the Lord elaborates further on this topic. Truth, like intelligence, is independent. But independent from what? From all things, including God. The reason that truth and intelligence are independent from God is that they were not created, but have always existed. They are eternal and not dependent upon God as one of His creations. The Savior continues. Again, the doctrine is clear. Along with intelligence and truth, the elements are eternal. Element, or matter, was not created. Joseph elaborated further on this subject in his King Follett Discourse. In addition to intelligence, truth, and element, Joseph taught that priesthood was also an eternal principle. Joseph learned this while making his inspired revision of the New Testament, specifically Hebrews chapter 7. Alma, while contending with Zeezrom, taught the same principle of eternal priesthood. priesthood has always existed. It was not created nor had a beginning, nor has it changed.